The first calculator in the world, the Pascaline, invented by Blaise Pascal in 1642, is considered the first calculator to be used and produced in any quantity. The Pascaline was a mechanical calculator that could perform addition and subtraction using a series of gears and wheels. The first calendar in the world. The Sumerians used calendars in Mesopotamia during the Bronze Age, making them the first to use calendars. Sumerian calendars date back to 3100 BC, with each month consisting of 29 or 30 days. The Egyptians also created a calendar during the Bronze Age, using the moon's cycles and a star named Sirius to keep track of time. The first chair in the world. The earliest known seating dates back to 3200 BC in the Neolithic village of Skara Brae, Scotland. These seats were made of stone and were found in homes that also had doors, beds, and tables. The first crane in the world. The first type of crane was the shaduf, a pivoting lever with a bucket used for irrigation in Mesopotamia around 3000 BC. The shaduf was used in ancient Egypt around 2000 BC. The first eraser in the world. Joseph Priestley and Edward Nairn are credited with inventing the first eraser in 1770, using rubber to erase pencil marks. Priestley discovered that vegetable gum could erase black marks left by lead pencils on April 15, 1770. Nairn developed the first widely marketed rubber eraser in 1770 for an inventions contest, selling half-inch cubes for 3 shillings. The first flashlight in the world. In 1899, David Miesel, an English inventor, invented the first flashlight. The flashlight was powered by 3D batteries placed in a paper tube with a light bulb and brass reflector at the end. Miesel received U.S. patent number 67592 on January 10, 1899, which was assigned to the American Electrical Novelty and Manufacturing Company. The first gas stove in the world. Zacchaeus Winsler first used gas for cooking in 1802, but his invention was an isolated experiment. James Sharp patented the first commercially produced gas stove in 1826 and opened a factory in 1836. The stove was marketed by Smith & Phillips from 1828. The first ID card in the United States. The United States began issuing personal ID cards to citizens in 1940. The first receipt cards were printed on white paper and were the result of the Alien Registration Act of 1940. The first speaker in the world. Alexander Graham Bell patented the first electric loudspeaker in 1876 as part of his telephone. The loudspeaker was a moving iron type that could reproduce intelligible speech. In 1877, Ernst Siemens released an improved version of the loudspeaker. At the same time, Nikola Tesla and Thomas Edison were also experimenting with similar devices. The first surgery in the world. The oldest known surgery is a leg amputation performed on a child in Borneo around 31,000 years ago. The first evidence of a surgical procedure is trephining, or cutting a small hole in the head, which was practiced as early as 3000 BC. Here are some other early surgical procedures. 6500 BCE skulls found in France show signs of trepanation, which involves drilling a hole in the skull. Ancient China, Hua Tuo was the first person to perform surgery with the aid of anesthesia, some 1600 years before the practice was adopted by Europeans. The longest surgery in history was performed in 1951 at a Chicago hospital and lasted 4 days. Subscribe for first to know.